Damariscotta community is still reeling after a beloved restaurant was destroyed by fire last weekend. Now the owner wants to hold an event to celebrate the spirit of the establishment and help the employees who also lost their jobs. For Scott Folsom, owner of Schooner Landing Restaurant and Marina, the Damariscotta staple was the place to enjoy some music, a bite to eat, and make memories, and make and share memories. Early Sunday morning, fire turned the Schooner Landing to rubble. Despite the building being gone, Folsom is looking to bring back the same spirit it brought to the pier. He's organizing Schoonerfest, an event for locals to come together in remembrance of the restaurant, to support its 49 workers, and to kickstart a renewal fund so the restaurant can eventually be rebuilt. The fest will be held on September 29th, where Schooner Landing once stood. The State Fire Marshal's office is still investigating the cause of the fire.